Good morning. Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning. One of Z's. Here's a sip of coffee. Gold. Let's talk gold. Um, Gold has a little pop this morning. Really rare. It's allowed to do that. Now, gold is manipulated. Silver is manipulated more. Um, but really interesting that gold was allowed to move this morning. It's not allowed to move. That's the wrong statement. They changed the computer program so it was risen by $10. They did the rise. They do the fall, they do the rise, they do the capping. The Fed, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, the market riggers have been in control of gold for a hell of a long time, since 1913, really, since the invention of the Fed. At the Road to Ruta, I've talked about this many, many times. The real power comes in the computer market rigging invented by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s. So yeah, it's a click of a mouse. Everything's a click of a mouse in every market, even the gold market, and especially the silver market. But why is gold of interest these days? It is this. Trump Fed pick wants to revive the gold standard. Here's what that means. And that's Trump's Fed pick. As President Donald Trump names his picks to fill two influential seats on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, the price of gold surged. That may be because one of them, Judy Shelton, is a believer in the return to the gold standard, a monetary policy abandoned by the U.S. in 1971. The funny thing that everybody should stand back and say, okay, this is CBS News having to explain what a gold standard is. Because 99% of the population has no idea what you're talking about when you say gold standard. It's important as we figure out how to go forward. Shelton is raising eyebrows among mainstream economists for her views, which include slashing the Fed's benchmark rate to zero, pegging the value of the dollar to gold prices. She is not the first Trump pick for the Fed to advocate a return to the gold standard. With his two previous failed Fed choices, Stephen Moore and Herman Cain, also advocating a revival of the policy. In picking Shelton, Mr. Trump is aiming to place a supporter on the Federal Reserve that he's argued is slowing economic growth and depressing the stock market by keeping interest rates too high. The Fed currently is maintaining its benchmark rate at a range of 2.25% to 2.5%, but Shelton said she wants to lower rates as fast and efficiently as possible. So here's what she's recommending. Put rates to zero, and then we'll lock in the gold standard, the new gold standard. So we've printed all this money. We're not going to pay the consequences, but we won't print any more because we're going to lock in a gold standard. There's so many problems with this. The biggest problem is who has all the gold? Nobody knows. If you believe the mainstream, it's the bankers have all the gold. It's the rich people who have all the gold. Who's going to give the U.S. gold? The U.S. has 8,000 tons of gold. That's nothing. That is nothing. 8,000 tons of gold is spit every day on the comics and the LBMA. Oh, but that's phantom trading. Absolutely. But how much real gold is there? Well, do a little research. There's millions and millions of tons of gold out there. It's not the 200,000. That 200,000 tons is what Jeffrey Christian will tell you is the amount of gold. And the gold, The gold.org. I forgot the name of the Gold Council or something ridiculous. It's a lie, my friends. It's a huge lie. It's a gigantic lie. And they're lying to you. So going back to a gold standard is just another con. Absolutely. And I know a lot of my gold bugs don't like it when I say that. But it is. Unless they're truthful about how much gold there is in the world, a gold standard is absolutely useless. Useless. And unless they stop rigging the price of gold, a gold standard is absolutely useless. A gold standard is supposed to stop the creation of money. Oh, you don't think your government's going to lie, cheat, and steal to do everything? First of all, it won't be redeemable. The idea was to go to a redeemable gold standard and free up all the hidden gold out there. Gold in the Grand Canyon, gold at Chocolate Mountain, gold all over the place. Yamasha's gold, there's so much gold. We are swimming in gold, literally. Most of these, I was at the Oroville Dam yesterday. And those of you who want to go watch my trip to the Oroville Dam with Amy, go to Patreon. It's Oroville Dam, day 2 on the road trip. There's Amy right there at Road to Ruta Patreon. Go to Road to Ruta Patreon, join. We're doing day 3 today. I don't know, we're at Mount Whitney, so it'll be really cool. There's some spiritual sites at Mount Whitney I'm really excited about. But back to the gold. No, there will be attempts at creating a gold standard, but who's going to monitor? Who has all the gold? Nobody. Nobody trusts. The problem is trust is gone. When trust is gone, you don't trust that a bar of gold is a bar of gold. If you want a bar of gold, you are insane. You know why? Because you haven't drilled that bar. How many bars of gold are filled with tungsten? I'd say a vast majority in Fort Knox and around the world. The Fort Knox gold, it's not there, it's not there. It's probably there. It's probably been leased out 50 times. At least one of the vaults is there because the one they keep opening. But it's probably tungsten filled or been leased out 50 times and everybody else has a claim on it. It's all bullshit. They have been lying to us since 1913. 1913. How do I know this? How about this for a little clue? New York Times, June 19th, 1912, right before the creation of the Federal Reserve. Tell of vast riches in the Grand Canyon. Men engaged in gold dredging operations expect to astonish the world. Let's read a couple lines. F.D. Watson, who has been conducting operations for the Chicago concern, has come out of Lee's Ferry to report to his principals and make further arrangements to carry on the work. He declares that when the whole field has been developed, the supply of gold in the world will have been increased by billions with a B. Billions of ounces. Billions of ounces. How much was in circulation in the United States as money in 1912? About 30 million ounces. What happens if you increase the money supply by billions? You destroy everything. You destroy governments, you destroy the monetary system, you change the power elite, you change everything. Why do you think Woodrow Wilson, a very anti-banker president, signed the Federal Reserve Act? Because he was scared to death of this, of billions and billions of ounces coming into the market. So what did he do? He signed the Federal Reserve Act, and he locked up the Grand Canyon. You're not allowed to take a pebble out of your shoe out of the Grand Canyon. He goes on to say, I know that this will be difficult to comprehend, that I have a correct conception of the wealth that is buried in the banks of the Colorado River, he says, but I can demonstrate every statement I make to be absolutely true, and that my chief shortcoming is an inability to comprehend the vastness of riches that lie along the great stream. At Lee's Ferry are mountainous deposits of marl silts that contain the wealth. Surmounting these is a sort of capstone formation that contains equal values. These harder formations, however, are a little more difficult of treatment. Underneath this stony cap is the softer silt that practically melts like sugar under the hydraulic treatment. I was there. I saw the cap. I saw where they mined it. The whole side of the mountain's ripped down. Exposed to sight are billions of yards of this silt containing more billions of dollars worth of wealth of precious metals than the human mind can possibly grasp in computation. And it is hard to get to. It's crazy. But here's more. Look at the last paragraph. Up the Colorado River, about 150 miles, there's another great outcropping of the silt, which is being developed by a concern largely financed in this city and Denver. This extends for more than 18 miles. Then it drops down and has been traced only once before the deposit at Lee's Ferry is again found. It is believed that other deposits can still be tapped in Marble Canyon, if that is ever made accessible. I've been through all the court documents of a Supreme Court case where Utah was trying to get the rights to mine the banks of those rivers. Denied. Why? National security. My God, you guys have to wake up. All you gold bugs who think gold is the easy answer, you gotta wake up. First of all, we have cryptos now. Sorry, but they're way easier to use. And it's a supply issue. Why is gold so great? Because it's a great supply story. But it's a mindset. Jeffrey Christian tells you there's 200,000 ounces of gold in the world that's ever been mined ever. And he's lying. Who would believe that? Psychotic bankster. Nobody. But that's what they want to tell you. And gold bugs, I'm ashamed of you guys who are still hanging on to the concept that gold is a scarce metal. It is not scarce. And in order for gold to be used as money, you have to have some kind of definition of scarcity. You can't use gold as money thinking there's only 200,000. So the U.S. has 8,000 tons and think that's a lot of gold. And is supposed to back all the U.S. dollars. And this chick knows it. Everybody in the Fed knows it. They did a comic book about it. My God. So what are they going to do? They're going to continue to lie to the world about some fake, phony gold standard? No. And we don't need gold anymore. Thank God. We do need silver. We need silver for solar panels, flat screen TVs, computers. But that's why they rig silver more than they rig gold. Remember, the 1980 high of gold was $800, and now it's trading at like $1,400, right? So it's almost doubled. What was the 1980 high for silver? $50. What's silver trading at? $15. You want to buy undervalued assets. And silver is both a monetary metal. If we go to a gold standard, clearly silver will be seen as a monetary metal as well, except it's too valuable. But it's also needed in a high-tech future. It's needed in electronics. It's needed in industry. The industrial value of silver is even bigger. Give me another commodity that has a users association. Is there an oil users association? Is there a coal users association? Is there a gold users association? No. Is there a silver users association? Absolutely. Who makes up that association? DuPont, all the big users of silver to make sure that that price stays low. Check the history. You got to check your history. It's crazy. So, yeah, we're getting into some real weird times. And they're going to, according to Cliff, I think it's 3 times the U.S. tries to rejigger the currencies before it just goes all crypto. So they'll try to say, okay, we have a gold standard, but it's not backed. As in, you can't cash in your dollars for gold. Okay, that's not working. Now we have a gold standard. We found all this gold in the Grand Canyon. And everybody's like, well, why do we even, I'm not going to rip up the Grand Canyon to use gold as money when nobody needs to use it as money. We have cryptocurrencies. We have Bitcoin. We got Litecoin. It is insane. It is a hanging on to the old days by some really old people. That's why in this article they have to say right here that may be because one of them, Julie Schell, is a believer in a return to the gold standard. And they had to say this, comma, a monetary policy abandoned by the U.S. in 1971. They even had to tell people what a gold standard is. And what was that? Almost 50 years ago. All those people are dead who loved it. And now we have something better. Come on, people. You're going to lose your ass if you're sitting there holding gold, waiting for gold to return as money. Sell all your gold for crypto. A lot of Q posts coming out. Go to qmap.pub. Of course, it's all because of the Jeffrey Epstein drops and the arrests, because that's the biggest scandal in human history. Some of the biggest names you know of in movies, in Hollywood, in government, in royalty are going to be taken down by this. This is the takedown of the swamp. A lot of the crypto people will be taken down with this. A lot of the names that we know as the crypto cabal were heavily involved with Jeffrey Epstein and his pedo island. Oh, I did find a video. This is what his island looks like. He's got a temple on there where they sacrifice. Oh, it's horrible. He's got a underground caves and dungeons. Check this out. It's a beautiful island. Too bad so many evil things. There's the tunnel right there on the right. Right below the sacrificial temple. I don't see where they land the plane though. Maybe it's probably the other side of the island. It's a small little island, but oh, the unspeakable evils that went on this island with the likes of the Clintons and the Bushes and the Obamas and Hollywood elite. Oh, it's just so bad. But they're gonna get busted. They're gonna get nailed. Uma Abedin and Hillary Clinton videos, I hear they are just horrific. Child sacrifice stuff. Oh, just it makes you sick just thinking about it. I've known about it for a long time, and people within Google are involved in it. That's why they're banning the videos and YouTube. The inventor of YouTube was involved in it. A guy named Mark Collins Rector. This is really bad, dark stuff. And that's the temple. Crazy stuff. You can find that at Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So definitely check out all the Q posts. Bill Maher is knee deep in this stuff. All the huge critics, like Oprah Winfrey, 100% involved with this stuff. What's the lady? They all call her the Grand Madame of Hollywood. She's literally a witch. I forgot her name. She's all the big Trump haters. Almost every single one of them has huge pedophilia problems. That's why they came out so strong against Trump and the people looking to take down. Again, it's not Trump. I keep saying Trump. It's the people behind Trump. General Kelly, General Flynn. They are reopening his case. They're gonna drop those charges. I mean, what a setup that was. That guy deserves a Medal of Honor for what he's done for our country. And all these libtard, they're not going to know what to do with themselves when they say, "Oh my God, this person I supported, Hillary Clinton, was sacrificing small children, sexual sacrifice with Uma Abedin. Uma Abedin's mother is the head of the Muslim Sisterhood. Why is this so hard to understand? It's crazy, man. Unbelievable." This is in that tunnel you saw at Jeffrey Epstein's island. This is Ray Chandler was a young girl, and then became a recruiter for the other underage girls, like underage as in 12, 13, that were used for sex or ritual sacrifice of Jeffrey Epstein and his friends, the Clintons, the Obamas, you name it. It's bad, and they all got to go down. But this is the underground, the rooms underground. Everything had cameras in it. All his estates in New York, in Florida. This is a big one. This is really big, and it's happening now. So that's why everybody's freaking out, and it's all going to come together. The crypto cabal will be taken out. The people involved with Tether and Bitfinex will be gone. In jail, in one of these rooms, probably. Actually, this place was blown up, I hear. They spent $22 million to destroy all the underground bunkers and cages. They had cages on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Crazy. Absolutely out of control. So hang on to your hats, because these markets are going to crash, as in all the crypto markets will crash, because they're fake. They're all fake. The price of cryptos is fake. You got to understand that. Somebody sent me an email the other day saying, "Oh, yeah, but you can't rig the cryptos." Of course you can. Look at the volumes. Just look at the volumes. Go to CoinMarketCap. Look at the volumes traded in Bitcoin. Litecoin's still at every 2 days. 100% of the Litecoin ever mined has traded hands. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. So I don't know what's going to happen. The cryptos Bitcoin could go to $1 million or zero with a click of a mouse. It all depends on what they're going to do. Just remember that as you're going through this crazy turmoil that is coming up, literally. So if you want to join the crowd at Road to Ruta, go to roadtoruta.com. You can join the private road. I'm doing all my Patreon posts right here at the top. You get all the Patreon posts at the private road, so you don't have to join Patreon. Or if you don't want to pony up the annual membership for Road to Ruta, go to Patreon. It's only $10 a month, and I'm posting just about daily. I am posting all our road trip stuff. There's day 2. I got Amy on video, and she's like, "I don't want to do any video." Yes, you are. You are. She's wonderful. She's great on video. She is putting together the cleanse. We will announce the day for that. I know a lot of people are interested in that. I'm ready to do it again. I think I got halfway to where I wanted to be. So another 21-day cleanse. It's a raw food cleanse. I'll be there. By Bitcoin Bins meetup on August 17th. Outdoor picnic and all that. I will be done with the second cleanse. And anybody who wants to join, you don't have to commit. It's completely free. Well, you should commit. If you say you're going to do it, try to do it. Try to make it through. I did it, and it really is not that hard. If you just know, okay, I got to think differently. It's all a mind game because you think about it when you eat stuff, you're trying to get the nutrients out of the food into your body so your body can function, right? So it doesn't matter what you're eating except nutrients. You want it to be as close to from nature as it can be, which is basically all raw foods. Raw vegetables. Pretend you're a caveman. Raw vegetables, raw nuts, and raw fruits. That's the diet. And then there's a protocol that goes along. First week you can eat them whole, like in salads and things like that. Second week you eat them in a blender, so your digestion doesn't have to work at all. And third week is just juices of the same stuff that you've been eating. It's real food, and no booze and no caffeine. It's not that hard. It will not kill you. It will actually save most of it. It saved me. And that's why I want to do one more round of it and then do it annually. One more round. I mean, I had 40 years of built up crap literally in my body that I was cleansing out. And it was going great. It did go great. I did all 21 days. And now I'm like, okay, how often do I want to do this? I'm like, yeah, every year would be cool. Just clean out the system. I eat a lot better. I don't drink much alcohol, a little bit here and there. But I want to do this cleanse again because I didn't quite fully get to exactly where I wanted to be. Yes, I lost 25 pounds, but I have more to lose. And I know a lot of it's just built up in my intestines. And just the lining of the intestines is so important. That's why that last week of the juices really cleans things out because I was still having bowel movements when all I was drinking was juice. And it's like, where does this material come from? It's from the stored up stuff I've been storing up in my belly for 40 years. And we all have it. I'm sorry, but everybody, even you skinny guys out there, it's there. And it's great to cleanse it out. So we will be announcing the date here in the very near future, within the next 2 weeks. Because I want to get it done before the Bitcoin Ben meetup. Yes, I will talk to Ben about doing it. He's already said not a chance in hell. But I want Ben around as long as he can be around. I want you guys around as long as you can be around. To fight this fight that we're heading into, to take back our freedom, you need to be lean, mean fighting machine. And get those toxins out of you, all the chemtrails, all the bullshit they put in our food. There's a reason our food is so bad for us these days. They want to kill us or slow us down or dumb us down with the chlorine in the water, you name it. So absolutely join the Patreon group and let's get going. All right, we're on day 3, headed to Mount Shasta today. There's some pretty cool spiritual places that we want to go. And then I might play golf in the afternoon. Amy's a decent golfer as well. So we might go golfing under the mountain. But we'll take video from somewhere. We'll post it on Patreon. I'll talk to you guys later.